everyone. My name is Aneri, and my pronouns are she and her. I recently graduated from York University with a BA honors in economics and psychology. If you ask me why I did two majors, I was very confused when I started university. Both of these fields really interested me, and I thought that if I did both of them, one of them would be an ideal career path for me. Later on, I realized that both of them go hand in hand, so it was like a perfect combination for me. Also, I'm an international student from India. So when I shifted to Canada, I had a lot of my personal struggles adjusting to a new culture and a lot of things that I was not used to. But I took this as an opportunity to grow and be a better version of myself. And that's what I was able to do throughout the 4 years of my university life. So, what did I do at York University? In my fourth and final year, I was the vice president of UNICEF at York U. In my third year, I was the president of Economic Student Association. Since my second year, I was a peer assisted student success leader. That was a work study position that I had with the Department of Economics. I was also a peer mentor at the Department of Economics. I had several different research assistant positions with the Department of Economics again, and I was also the co-chair of International Student Gala. I did all of this because I believe that when my parents sent me to Canada, it was one of the things that motivated me to go out of my comfort zone. They wanted me to be a better individual, and they did not send me all the way to Canada just to study. I did That's what I did in my first 6 months, and didn't really enjoy university. When I started taking part in different student clubs and organizations, I saw that I was working in a community of like minded people where I was making a difference in the life of people, children, and students. And that really motivated me to further refine my leadership skills, organizational skill, and time management skills. Throughout my university life, these are the experiences that I've carried forward. And it really, when I look back upon them, I feel that these experiences have helped me be the person I am today. So, what was the different in Canada for me? Let's start by saying that I did not know what a double double was. The first time my friend ordered a double double at Tim Hortons, I was amazed. I was like, what is a double double? That's when I realized that when I've moved into a new country, I have to get used to the new culture and I have to have a very open mindset with it. I realized that I will be eating my meals alone, but that does not mean I'm lonely. I understood the difference between being lonely and having one solitude, because being lonely meant that not having a social network, but solitude meant that I enjoyed being by myself. I enjoyed doing certain things by myself, even if it meant that I would not interact with people for a little while. There were a lot of things that I had back in India that I did not have here. Like, say, someone to drive me around or someone to do my household work. So when I shifted to Canada, that came with like I having to manage my time better. Because not only was I working and studying, but I also had to do household work, and I did not have my parents to support me through all of this. So these are the things that I started learning when I moved to Canada. The biggest thing that changed for me was the educational system. For 12 years, I studied in the Indian education system, which is very different from the Canadian education system. So that came with changing my study habits, even if it meant studying regularly, doing all my readings. Talking to my professors and tutorial assistant really helped me out because I felt that they helped me understand the topic much better. And it was like a one-on-one session that I could have with them during the office hours. Additionally, I made a study group with my friends. It helped me a lot because not only it helped me feel more connected to them, but also, like, if I had a doubt right before my exam, I could shoot a message and one of them would always help me out. I feel study groups have really helped me be a better learner when it comes to the university life. If you ask me how did I manage all of this, because I was working at the end of my fourth year, I had three jobs. I was involved in two student clubs and organizations, and in the other extracurriculars also that I was a part of. There was a lot of things I had to unlearn and learn throughout this process. The things that I personally practiced was that I made a personal schedule for myself. I know, as easy as it sounds, it's really difficult to follow one, but I gave it my everything to follow it. So I put down every little detail that I had to do, like from a quiz to an assignment or to even meeting a friend in a social setting. I had it all on my Google Calendar. That way, I made sure that I do not forget anything. And also, I'm able to better manage my time and get 8 hours of sleep. I cannot stress this enough, but sleeping 7 to 8 hours of sleep is so important. In my second year, I realized that I was sleeping only 4 hours, 3 hours because I was constantly stressed. I had so much work to do. But that's when I realized I wasn't managing my time efficiently. So things changed in my third year when I started making a schedule, following it, and sticking to it. It wasn't easy in the first few weeks, but I gave myself time instead of if I did not follow my schedule for a day, say, for example, it didn't mean that I would not follow it the next day. I would get right back on track. Eating 3 meals a day is also very important. I was a person who considered a cup of coffee as one meal, and it did not do me anything. It took a toll on my health. I was always constantly anxious. I was fatigued. I was exhausted at the end of the day. When I started eating 3 meals a day, I realized that my body really needed that energy. It needed the nutrients, and it helped me be a better learner also. I focused more throughout the day. I was able to sleep better also, and it just made me feel more energized. If you ask me why I talk to my supervisors, because my supervisor was like my second mom in Canada. If I ever felt overwhelmed or stressed, I would go to her, share my problems. At times, she would give me advice, or at times, she would just listen to me, and it helped me out. I feel that as students, we have so much on our mind, and it's really important to share it with someone if you are ever feeling overwhelmed or stressed. So for me, I always feel better when I get it out of my system rather than keeping it internally. Even if I talk to a friend and I just let them know what's going on in my life, I feel that I have someone who listens to me and makes me feel better and helps me relieve my stress. And when I came to Canada, I realized that I'm not here only for studying. I have to have a social life. I need to explore the city, and that's what I did. Once a week, going out with my friends, whether it was just going seeing a movie or going for a ceramic painting class. Those are the things that I learned, I enjoyed doing, and I got to explore Toronto because I feel that even after 4 years of staying in Toronto, there's so much more left to explore. And then doing going out every week helped me realize the kind of culture that Toronto has, and it made me feel like Canada is my second home now. But things changed during the pandemic. It changed for all of us drastically. None of us expected it to happen, and things just became online overnight. So one thing, home workouts were for the win for me because early in the morning I would get my workout in. I felt energized. I felt motivated to go get myself throughout the day, and also home workouts with friends. It was like a friendly competition, but super fun because that way I felt connected to them, and also all of us were trying to be healthy during the pandemic. No laptop day on Fridays. Why I did it was because Zoom fatigue was real. I was constantly tired, I had headaches, my eyes were dried out. So I realized that having a no laptop day on Friday rule for myself meant no work, no meetings, no classes. It was a day to myself to do whatever I wanted to, whether it was going out with my friends for a picnic when the situation became better and the weather was really nice outside, or just going for a walk by myself. That when I had the time for myself, I had the time to introspect as to certain things. And also at times when I'm walking by myself, I would think constantly as to like, what can I do? What's the next week thing that I can do? Like maybe I can paint, Zoom parties with friends. When I'm a really social person and I love hanging out with friends. And when the pandemic happened, I was really disappointed that I couldn't meet my friends and there was so much going on in our life with respect to the pandemic. So Zoom parties is something that we started scheduling within our group of friends. We would meet every week, whether it was playing games online or watching a movie together on Netflix. It was something that we really enjoyed doing. Additionally, I love talking to my friends and family in India, and I made it a weekly ritual. We started sharing our own pandemic stories, whether it was me learning how to cook a new Indian dish or my aunt starting her own business in India. These stories made me realize that we are all in this together, and then I have people whom I can talk to, we can joke around, and we can just feel more connected. And it's like the pandemic is there, but I still have my friends and family to look after. I picked up new hobbies. So I remember in high school I used to love drawing and painting, but during university I stopped drawing and painting because I didn't have a lot of time. I was constantly working or studying. So during the pandemic I had more time to myself because I didn't have to really commute to my university anymore. So I started drawing and painting more. I picked up the habit of reading books also, which I never really had. So that is something that I took it I took it as an advantage that I had time with me. So the pandemic was helped me pick on to new hobbies. And I can't stress this enough, especially during the exam and midterm season, that attending all the classes that are live, you have to attend it, I would say. Because that means that I was able to have a connection with my professor, with my tutorial assistant, and with my peers. I was able to form online study groups with them, and it helped me do much better in the course. At the end of the day, all of us who were in the study group thought that we did better in the course because we could help each other out instead of having to do the course by myself. So these are the few tips and strategies that help me manage my stress during the midterm and the exam season. Thank you for listening to me.